guys, so today I want to talk about tattoos. I can't really show you my tattoos in close-up because the lighting goes really funky, but I'm kind of happy to hold my limbs up and, you know, show you as much as I can from all the way over here. I'm more going to be talking about why I have tattoos in this video than going into individual detail about them, but I don't mind chatting about them here and there. So why do I have tattoos? It's a very broad question. I will try and go into it. So apparently when I was really young, I didn't like tattoos. I don't remember saying this or thinking it, but apparently, who knows. But I remember being very fascinated by my childminder's son. He was covered in tattoos. He had very traditional pieces, so he had a big samurai on his back. He had a tiger climbing up his arm and clawing the skin. He had lots of greens and, you know, the very traditional colours, as I said. But I really loved his tattoos. I thought of them as little individual entities rather than just images on his skin. It was endlessly interesting to me. So I think that put the seed in my mind of wanting tattoos when I was older. When I was about 11 or 12, I read a book, oh god, I wish I knew what it was called. It was like Stars of Extravaganza or something like that. It was something really weird. But it was about this girl who can kind of cross through time into sort of Italy but in the past, but I think it's like an alternative universe Italy. I don't know, it was a really weird book, but anyway, in this book she had a tattoo of a flying horse on her shoulder, and at the time, yeah, I had the horse phase, so I wanted to get a horse tattoo. That never happened. Kind of glad it never happened because I am past the horse phase of my life. But I was very sure at the age of 12 that I wanted a tattoo at some point. And it never really bothered me that it might hurt, which is strange because I was always a squeamish child. I didn't like needles, had a needle phobia for several years. I hated falling over in the playground. I hate anything that caused me even the most minor pain. I was not brave. But I was never bothered by the idea that tattoos would hurt. So yeah, I guess when I really want something creative, I will do anything to get it and achieve it. So it was never an obstacle. I just knew that I wanted something on my body forever. And that idea developed in my head again as I got older. Now, in my mid to late teens, I was reading Bazaar magazine, other alternative publications, and I was so in love with these beautiful women covered in ink, just looking so different to everyone else I'd seen in the media thus far. This is like a small sitting room slash spare room now, but this was my bedroom at the time, and I covered the walls in torn out pages from Bazaar magazine. I had Masumi Max up there, I had Victoria Modesta, I'm pretty sure. I mean, not everyone was tattooed, but a lot of them were strongly alternative or tattooed. Levy Train, I think I had, who else did I have in there? Shelley D Inferno, I think I had up here. In fact, pretty much any alternative model who has been in Bazaar magazine was on my walls, and sadly, no more. But I was just deeply, deeply in love with these beautiful women, and I wanted to be that myself, which was a long, long process. Even when I was 18 and I got my first tattoo, I don't think that I was ever I was never completely happy with my appearance, so I never felt that I'd achieved that goal of being one of those amazing, beautiful women just yet, but I was getting there. So when I was 18, I got my first tattoo, which was a piece of flash art on my leg. That's the octopus fighting a shark. I then moved on mostly getting original pieces, so I would give my artist an idea and let them kind of run with it. I have some pieces from fairy tale books, so for instance, if I could show you this one kind of, that is a Snow White illustration by Anne Yvonne Gilbert. You should look her up because she is really, really good. And I sent her a picture of that when I got it tattooed and she was like, oh my god, it looks really good. So I was really happy that an artist that I really looked up to appreciated that I liked their work so much. I just love being an artist of a kind, and sharing with other artists makes me really happy. And that was Etched as My Arm by Jimmy Lomax from Skin Graffiti in Bury, which is local to me, and What should I get after that? See, I always forget the order that I got my tattoos, but basically, just to summarise, from the first tattoo and onwards, I mostly got original pieces except from historical works. So I have a piece on my side which is from the Victorian era. Arthur Rackham was a fairy tale illustrator. I have a few pieces that are inspired by modern artists, which I am quite happy to talk about and do individual posts about on my social media at some point, just so that the original artists can get some credit and you can discover them, because that would make me really happy. But yeah, I think that, let me see, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of my tattoos are inspired by other artists' works, but all the others are original. I think I'm going to continue that just because I like how imaginative it is to come up with a fresh idea and put it on your skin, and also I feel like it's quite expressive. I feel like if you look at my tattoos you can find out a little bit about me, my interests. People will ask me if my tattoos mean anything. They don't necessarily, but they do say a fair bit about my personality. That is true. So I'm pretty sure that I've talked about a lot of these before on live streams and stuff. But for instance, if you see that colourful magpie in the inner elbow, I just like magpies a lot. I'm quite superstitious. I'll always salute a magpie if I see one on its own. And I like bright colours, particularly greens, so that's why I had that magpie done. You see, where I go with my ideas, it tends to be things that I think about a lot or that I gain an interest in daily life, and I put it on my skin. And the more tattoos I've got over the years, the more confident I've felt. I would say that my past year of my life has been my most confident. I now have my arms nearly finished. I need to do the backs and maybe fill in some spaces. But I do feel that my tattoos make me really, really happy, and they make me feel more myself than I would be without them. I recently did a photo shoot where I had to cover all my tattoos with Dermacol foundation, and apart from being extremely uncomfortable and sticky, I didn't feel like myself, and I felt like my personality was being quenched a little. So when people sometimes ask me, do you wish that your skin was back to how it was when you were born? I just say no. I'm much happier now. I like how my skin looks. I'm really happy, and it's part of who I am. Literally, figuratively. Yeah, you know what I mean. So to go through that timeline of rambling, I would say that the reason I have tattoos is because I'm a creative person. I like to express my personality and interests outwardly. I feel like it makes me more confident, being tattooed, that is. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel more realised as a person. Getting pretentious here, but yeah. I think a lot of people have tattoos for similar reasons. Confidence, self-expression, and a lot of the time you just think artwork is really beautiful and you just want that on your skin. That is my why I have tattoos story. Did go all over the place, as I always do. But I hope that was of interest to someone. I will be back again soon, probably in 2 weeks. I hope you all have a fabulous day, and goodbye!